Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my channel and welcome back to Cobblemon News. Before we start today's video, I want to say a quick thank you because in the previous video I asked for 100 likes to continue this series and you guys liked over 1,000 times. That is insane. It really blew my mind and it's just really cool to see that you guys enjoy this series, so let's just keep it going. So we haven't seen anything new in the newsletter, but the devlog just got a massive new update, so we're gonna go over everything. Starting off with the new Lucario remodel, which it's just 100 times better. I don't really know what they changed, but it's spot on now. I think they weren't really sure about the previous model, so they had to tweak a couple of things, but I see nothing wrong with this model. It's just a 10 out of 10. They also added some new animations, so the Naruto run is also in Cobblemon now. It's official, and like some sort of bone staff. I don't know what that is, like a blue staff. Maybe that's some cosmetic variant they might be adding, but I have no clue what this is. So if you know what this is a reference to, let me know in the comments down below. Moving on, we also got a phalanx remodel, but I'm only going to show you the image for now because there's a whole part of this video where we go over the remodels and retextures, and that's where I'm actually going to take this new phalanx remodel into Blockbench and take a look at all of the animations and the new textures. So if you want to see that, make sure to watch to the end of the video. Now for something I don't really understand, so take everything I say about this part of the video with a grain of salt, but I think we got some sort of admin tool in Cobblemon now to actually change Pokemon behaviors. It kind of works like how you activate a resource pack or a data pack in a world, just click it and the rule is applied to that Pokemon. So in the video we actually see the trainer throwing a Pokeball at a Pokemon while this new rule is active, and after it's been caught, it actually runs at the trainer and attacks it. So this could be great for like making areas of your map or just like in your server have really aggressive Pokemon, or this could be just to show off that they are adding new like features and rules to certain Pokemon, like maybe making all Agrons in the wild aggressive. I have no idea, but let me know in the comments down below what type of rules you'd want to see and if you'd actually like it if they added like aggressive Pokemon in the wild. Okay, now we're moving on to something I know a lot of you are going to absolutely adore. We have a new Froakie rendered with Greninja and Ash Greninja in the back. So this is kind of huge because I don't know if they're telling us that Ash Greninja is being added into Cobblemon 1.7 or any new update, but they did already make a model for it, so I think it's being added. I have no idea, but the render does look really cool. Now we have some starter love because Snivy is getting a ton of new animations. I love all of these, but my all-time favorite has to be the sleeping animation. It's just so cute. It looks like a little leaf. I am a huge Snivy fan, so this is gonna really make me choose Snivy every time from now on. And now for a very crazy feature. I hadn't even thought of this being ever implemented into Cobblemon, but riding, so like the 1.7 riding, flying, surfing, they just made it even better because you will be able to multi-ride in multiplayer on the same Pokemon with one like captain and one passenger on certain big Pokemon, I think, which is so cool. As I said before, I hadn't even thought of this of being like a possibility in the mod. It's just crazy good and I'm going to absolutely love this feature. This is like, I don't know, this is just insane. My brain can't even comprehend how this is going to work and how fun this is going to be. Like, as you can see in the video, both POVs are shown and it just looks so good. Oh, this is going to be the best feature in the whole mod by far. So we now have multiplayer rideable Pokemon, but they also added some more ways to like get the motion sickness feeling out of the riding because you now will have free look. So as you can see in this video playing right now, you will now be able to like freely 360 around the Pokemon that you're flying. So this is going to be insane for like cinematic shots. There's so many possibilities. This is going to be like one of the main aspects of my video from now on. Like the just cinematic flying shot is just going to be great. And this is also great for people that were complaining about motion sickness and that there was way too like much movement. This is going to be an absolute game changer for that. So I'm really glad they added this because this is just going to make the whole like flying, riding and surfing experience so much better, and yeah, it's just a big win. We still have 2 new additions coming to the mounting system, starting off with the addition of the ride stats in the Pokédex. So inside of your Pokédex, you'll now be able to see ride stats, acceleration, skill, speed, stamina, and jump. In the video, we can also see the player hovering over these stats, and it says boosted maximum. So I think these stats can be boosted by certain items, but I have no idea which ones those would be. The thing I really like about these new ride stats is just that they're so unique, so every Pokemon will actually feel very different, which is pretty amazing in my opinion, because Pokemon, the real Pokemon company, would never do this. This is way too much work for the real Pokemon company, and the Cobblemon devs are just like kind of doing it. It's so amazing in my opinion. Also, while I was looking at this video, we also got a glimpse at a new Spoink cosmetic variant. This Spoink is actually holding an Ender Pearl on top of its head instead of like the pearl it normally has, so that's a pretty cool sneak peek they kind of added into this video. Okay, and by the way, I just saw this while I was rewatching the video. They also showed off the new fullness mechanic inside of the menu of the new Spoink variant. So these are 2 sneak peeks in one video. Pretty insane. I personally have no idea how they're going to use this fullness mechanic in the mod, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below what they would actually use this fullness mechanic for, because I think I read somewhere you will need to feed your Pokemon berries to make it happier, or make it like more friendly. I have no idea how they would implement this. So as I said before, let me know in the comments down below how you think or know how they would implement this. And now for the final feature in terms of mounts, we now have an automatic camera changer, which is pretty huge. It might seem like a tiny feature, which it kind of is, but it will make the whole like experience of flying your Pokemon that much more fun. This camera mode changer will actually just remember the last POV you used. So when you're riding Pokemon and you use it, the last POV you used with third person, it will actually remember that and just change between those, which is pretty handy. Also, when you're riding in water and in air, that would also change the camera mode depending on the one you used last, which is just really handy. It's just a little easier to use that way. You won't have to like constantly be changing the POV yourself. It will just do it automatically and remember, which is very cool that they implemented that. Okay, now let's move on to something a little more interesting. We're going to go over to Blockbench, and we are going to take a look at the remodels, the new animations, and the new retextures. I know you guys see some very cool names at the top, the Legendaries, but we're going to start off with the new animations. I know, I want to go into this slowly and take a look at the coolest stuff at last. So let's start off with Blaziken. So here we have Blaziken. I don't think it got a remodel, but it got some very cool new animations. Let's take a look. We got the ground idle, the ground walk, the ground jog, the ground run. So I don't know how this actually is going to work, but I think, if you guys want my opinion, I think they're actually going to get rid of the Pokemon teleportation. So Pokemon will actually now use this animation to actually run towards you as fast as they can. Probably just like very fast, so they won't have to like teleport anymore. I think the sleep animation, which I really like. I'm a big fan of these sleep animations. Even Pokemon doesn't really do them. They just close their eyes. So this is just so good. So it actually goes down. Well, it sits down and just, yeah, it's just asleep. The battle idle, the very cool pose we all know and love from the original games. The physical attack, so this is actually when you would do a physical attack, your Blaziken will do this animation. Very cool. A special attack, so this would be something like flamethrower or something. When it takes status, when it does a status move. So like Swords Dance, Dragon Dance, it would be something like this. Battle Cry. Well, this is the same. Oh, okay, so it's the same animation, still very cool. When it's in battle, it would sleep like this. Oh, so it's actually a different one. So this would be in the wild, and this would be when it's in the actual battle, and it would fall asleep. Very cool. So these are all the new animations coming to Blaziken. Moving on to our boy Flygon. Look at this, and it's already in its sleeping animation. Look at this. So Flygon is also going to get some new animations. I don't think it actually gets any new, well, it didn't get a new model, so I think this is only for animations. But look at this very cute sleeping Flygon. Now for the cry, this is not going to be that interesting. The ground idle. So this would be when it's just chilling in the world, not really in battle, just like the normal idle. The walking animation, very cool. The ground run. We don't have a ground jog here, so I don't know. Maybe my theory was wrong. The air idle. I really like how they did the wings with this one. It really gives off insect vibes. Air fly and air glide. So they actually added a gliding animation into this one. So I don't know where they would use the glide animation when you're going down maybe and not really like pressing your forward key. Maybe this would happen. Now moving on to Rhyhorn. Also a new ride Pokemon, which is confirmed in these animations, which we're going to take a look at right now. So we have the ground idle, but it's moving very slightly, barely noticeable. Then the ground walk, very cute. Ride ground walk, which doesn't really do anything. Ground run, ride ground run. Nothing really happens here. But the jump animation is implemented already. So this is when you would jump with Rhyhorn whilst you're riding it. Very cute. Battle idle. It looks a little more angry. Yeah, it definitely looks angry. Look at this. Its eyebrow kind of goes down. The sleeping animation. Its cry. It just kind of makes a sound probably. Idle quirk. So this is when it's in its idle animation. This can randomly happen just to give it a little bit more life. Recoil. It just gets hit on the head. This is when it does a physical attack. Pretty cool animation. So it kind of uses its horn. The special attack, this is like for Stone Edge or something. I don't know if that's a special move. Don't cancel me if that's wrong. Status move. So this is when it like paralyzes someone. I don't even know if it can do that. The battle cry. So this is what it would do when it goes into battle. Expressions. So these are all the expressions it can have. And then we also have Demon. What is this? Okay, guys, we're not going to ask questions about this. This looks like some sort of Rhyhorn Gibble hybrid. Pretty cursed. Okay, we're just going to move on. And we should move on because this has to be one of my new favorite models in Cobblemon. The new slacking model. Look at this. Such a cool model. It really reminds me of a gorilla, which it kind of has to be. But such a cool model. We have a ground idle, just chilling. The battle idle, it goes and lays on its side like in the original games and like in the sprite. Ground walk, really cool. We already saw slacking in the mount video, so you can actually be on its back while it's walking like this. Ground run, such a cool animation. It like uses its arm, its feet. Physical, so this is what it will use when it's using a physical attack. Special, okay, pretty cool. Status. It just kind of points at the opponent and gives it a thumbs down. Okay, that's pretty cool. Sleeping, it goes into even more chill mode. So we actually have a Truant animation as well, which will trigger when its Truant gets activated. Pretty unique that they added that in. Also another demon one. What is this? Who keeps making demons inside of these animation files? This is so cursed. We're moving on. And that might be a good thing because we are now in remodel territory. So, as I said before, I already showed you the image of the Phalanx remodel, but now we can also look at all of the new animations. So we have the ground idle, the summary idle, so it actually goes into like battle mode. Ground walk, it closes its shield, so cute. Ground run. The cry, oh, look, that has to be the best animation yet. The feint, they all just kind of like lose control and fall over. Battle idle 1, battle idle 2. So they have two battle idols, pretty cool. The sleep animation, they all just like, they all just like fall together and just fall asleep, pretty cute. Physical attack, they kind of like jab with all of their horns. The blink animation, the blink 2. All of these guys have their own blinking animation, which is pretty cute. So, not that many animations, but the sleep one has to be my favorite. This is so cute. Now we're moving on to legendary territory. So, as you might know, the models that are in Cobblemon right now for Articuno are kind of really outdated. So, they really just redid the whole model and already added some cool animations into these. These don't really move yet, but we kind of get like the main premise of what they will look like in the future, but these are just so cool. This model is just insane. This does mean they're working on Legendaries, so they're getting remodels. We might see in a future update what they will do with the Legendaries. Pretty cool. But nothing really to say about these animations. They all are pretty static, but they are working on remodels. So this is Articuno. Let's move on to Zapdos. And I'm going to be completely honest with Zapdos. This model, they couldn't have done a better job. I'm such a big fan. This might be my all-time favorite model from these 3 new legendary birds. But we get the same stuff that we got with Articuno. Just, yeah, kind of like the same stuff, but these just look so good. I love the way they did Zapdos. Let's take a look at Moltres now. Moltres, the fiery bird. This texture work is just crazy. I don't know how they did it this well, but wow, I'm so impressed with how good it looks. It just looks like real fire, which is pretty hard to do with pixel art. But my yapping aside, look at all of these cool little animations. They do need a little bit more work, but they already look so good. The pose as well. I'm just a big fan of these new legendary bird models. Now let's move on to the legendary duo Mew and Mewtwo. Let's take a look at Mew first. We got a remodel here, a little bit more like detailed, a little bit bigger. I think it also is, but we got some new animations as well. So the ground idle, this is just when it's chilling, the ground walk when it's like moving, blinking when it's blinking, and the render is only used in promotional material, but it's super cute. But now moving on to its edgier part, twin, Mewtwo, which this remodel as well, they just blew it out of the park with this one. I absolutely love the way Mewtwo looks. We have a ground idle, a ground walk, an air idle, so this is when it's in air, it's kind of like levitating. The air fly, like in the movies. The blink, the pose, that's used in the thumbnail. And also, this was pretty intriguing to me, the tubed animation. Guys, I don't want to speculate, but this could mean we might be getting, in a future update, legendary structures in the base Cobblemon mod, because this could be just Mewtwo in a tube. When you find it, it's in a tube. You might be able to just break the tube and challenge it and catch it after doing a challenge or something. This is all speculation, like I said, but this could be huge. Look at this model. Oh, and this animation, it's just crazy. But now for the last remodel and yes, like retexture, we have Rayquaza. The older Rayquaza model was kind of old, so they kind of redid it. It still keeps like the same feel, but the texture is way better. We also got some animations, I think. We got some emotions here. That's about everything we got. The ground idle is about the same. I actually don't know if they did anything new for the model. I think this is just like a retexture. These new emotions are new animations though, so... But those are all the new models and animations. Let me know in the comments down below which one you liked most. My personal favorite is between Zapdos and Mewtwo. These two just look so good. But with that, I'll be ending today's episode of Cobblemon News. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite new feature is. Maybe it's a remodel, a retexture, or a new animation. It can be anything. Let me know in the comments down below. Before you click off today's video, make sure to like, subscribe, and join my Discord server to become part of my growing community. And if you'd like to support the channel even more, you can also become a member for some awesome perks. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next week with some more Cobblemon news.